What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is early in the morning. Well, it's not early. I kind of slept in. It's about 9 o'clock right now. It is time to start tearing apart the RS a little more. If it's your first time stopping by, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Follow me on both of my social media links, both Instagram and Snapchat. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out my clothing line. First link in the description below on Teespring. I got a couple of nice products on there. Use code STEALTHY15 for 15% off of your entire purchase until the end of the year. Alright guys, so this is where we're left off. All the coolant is drained, oil, transmission fluid. I still have to drain the radiator. I forgot to do that. Disconnect some of these fuel lines and disconnect the fuel line from here. And pretty much start tearing apart the front. I got most of the wiring harness already off. I was trying to get a clip off the back. I was unsuccessful so far, so I definitely have to see if I can get that off. Right back here above the high pressure fuel pump. And from there we just have to remove this mount that holds the transmission. The rear mount's already off. And then there's another mount right here. Alright, so we got the full front face cover off. Let me go ahead and take the camera off this mount to show you guys. So this whole top part that covers the radiator makes it super easy to remove the radiator from there. It's just one bolt that connects it to the AC condenser right here. So if you replace your radiator, literally it's just a few bolts and a couple of electrical connections, and you can pull it out the top. There's a couple of electrical connections on the fan, of course, and besides that, that radiator pulls right out. So pretty simple. Obviously I just replaced this with the Mountune unit. Amazing unit, and it keeps the temps really low, a lot lower than factory, of course. So let's get started. I'm going to start pulling these coolant hoses and the electrical, pull the radiator, and get ready to pull this engine. Alright, so we got the radiator all freed up. Let's go ahead and pull it out, assuming that there is no more electrical connections. Just like so, we got a whole radiator up. Alright guys, so we just took the manifold off. Pretty much now it's just time to strip down everything else. Alright guys, a little bit of an update for you. We got the AC condenser out. I'm starting to work on the crash bar. There's a couple of electrical connections left, and this engine is ready to pull. I'm probably going to take a lunch break after I get the crash bar off and go get the cherry picker, assemble that, take a break from those electrical connections because they are a pain in the ass. There's two of them that's holding me up, so let's get this crash bar off and let's go from there. Alright guys, so we took the Mountune breather plate off along with the radium catch can. We actually took both catch cans off. It's easy when, you know, everything's taken apart. So I may as well take it off, clean everything out, real nice. And it's out of the way for the machinist, so should be an easier job for him. Look at this beast. So starters off, might end up stripping off the alternator, the AC compressor, this. Obviously we're taking the transmission off once it's out, the turbo, but this thing is pretty much ready to pull. I do have to get a vacuum plug so I can seal off the clutch line once I pull that off, and I still have one pesky electrical connection in the back that has to be pulled off, but besides that, we are good to go. Alright guys, we had to take a little bit of a break, grab some lunch. We went to good old Taco Bell, and then we had to go to Harbor Freight and pick up a engine hoist, cherry picker, whatever you want to call it. But we are, I can't talk right now, in the process of putting it together. So once that's done, Got a couple things left to do to the engine. Let me go ahead and show you guys. So the only thing that I have to do that's left is remove this so this stays with the car. I already disconnected the fuel line. This line will go with the engine. And disconnect the bleeder off of the slave cylinder from the transmission. And then the engine's 100% ready to pull. But that only takes a few minutes, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright guys, so I just took off the thermostat. It's holding right here. I'm going to leave it connected to the oil pump. And remove this as well. This is already disconnected from right here. So everything is going well. And we got this together with the help of Big Bertha. Bertha, where you at? There you are. Alright guys, so the engine is ready to be pulled. I'm going to pick up all the tools around. We got a little bit of a mess and we'll be pulling the engine. We'll get it on film, don't you guys worry. It's showtime, guys. Ready? Goddamn right.
Whole thing's off already, huh?
This side's off. Do you think that plate has to be undone? Or just a big bolt right here?
I think just a big bolt, yeah. Oh, one second.
It's out.
I know. But just smack the fuck out of her.
Alright guys, the engine is officially dropped. Alright you guys, I feel like I accomplished something. I can show you guys where the problem is for sure now. Let me get down here. So here's the turbo. And where?
Right underneath the turbo.
Right here. So this is
Or the bottom one.
stripped out. This is the oil feed line that goes in there. And so the threads in here are actually stripped out, so that's no good. That's why we're replacing this. We're going to be taking the turbo off. Pretty simple when the engine's out. You got one T30 here, two studs up here, and then two more down here. The turbo comes off with a couple of vacuum lines, of course. And then the turbo's out, and we'll take the PTU off, the transmission. We got to take this whole belt system off, take the alternator off, take the AC condenser off, store it all away, bring the block over, have the machinist work. And you've treated me well. I'll see you soon, I guess. Alright, you guys, I took the PTE turbo off. Here's the oil feed line. I'm just leaving it there so the machinist can get that all sorted and ready to go. PTU transmission, and then we'll start working on taking some of this apart. Alright guys, so we got the oil pump off, got the AC condenser off, we got the alternator off, turbo off. Now it's time to pull the transmission and call it a night. We'll clean up, cover the car up, put all the tools away, put the parts away, of course. We don't want anything to go missing. That looks pretty level. Alright guys, a little bit of an update. We got the transmission off, turbo's off, manifold. Pretty much everything is off except for the clutch at this point. I'm going to take off the clutch, make sure everything is okay with it, and from there I'll be loading it up tomorrow night and taking it to a machine shop first thing Monday morning. Alright you guys, so I am officially done taking the engine out of the car, as you guys saw. So I'm proud of myself. I was able to take it out in pretty much a full work day. Less than 12 hours total put into it to take it out. I'm assuming it's going to take a little longer to put it back in, of course. With that being said, I got the engine covered, the transmission covered, everything put away, everything cleaned up. Today is Saturday. We started this project on Thursday. We got a couple of hours in, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours on Thursday, about 3 hours on Friday. And let's see what time it is. I finished about an hour ago. I just forgot to update the video. I would say about 7 hours today. So yeah, 10, 11 hours we have the engine out. That's not too bad at all. Of course, it's going to be a little more difficult putting it back in because the wiring harness, etc. But it shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully, the machinist can get it done in a reasonable time. He says about 4 days. I drop it off Monday. He said he should have it done by Friday. So don't quote me on that, but there'll be plenty of videos coming. We still have to tune for the precision turbo. I'm still on the base tune. Obviously, I haven't really been able to even get on it because it was spewing oil. I only have about 20 miles, so that's a little irritating. I haven't even been able to enjoy the new turbo. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Drop a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know if you think that the machinist will be able to fix the problem. And go ahead and check out my merch line on Teespring. First link in the description below. Until next time, I'm checking out.
Yeah, boy.